Hello, today I'm going to answer the question nobody ever asked. What is it like to fly a Turkish leisure airline on a domestic route in Vietnam? Welcome to Ho Chi Minh City, which is home of Vietnam's largest airport. My plan was to fly Vietjet Air today, and I sort of did. More about that in a moment. Thanks to my priority pass, I had access to the Le Saigonais lounge, which also seems to cater for Vietnam Airlines, Bamboo and Vietjet Air premium passengers. Although I saw that Vietjet Air also has their own lounge, which, however, didn't accept priority pass. So I had a bite and drink at this quite beautiful Le Saigonais lounge, while I discovered on my Flight Radar 24 app that my Vietjet Air flight will be operated by Freebird Airlines. Freebird Airlines I remember as a Turkish leisure airline, taking European holidaymakers to the Turkish Riviera. So what are they doing here on the other side of the planet? Well, they are going to take me to Da Nang today. I booked this flight on the Vietjet website, and the flight is operated under a Vietjet flight number, and nothing indicates towards Freebird Airlines. So Freebird fully acts as Vietjet Air on this flight, probably as a so-called ACMI charter. ACMI stands for Aircraft Crew Maintenance Insurance. This basically means, hey Vietjet Air, just give us some money, relax, and we, Freebird Airlines, will take care of the rest. This is actually common practice, for example, where airlines need to cover seasonal peak demands, but don't have enough planes for this peak period. After a short bus ride, we arrived at our 10-year-old Airbus A320. Well, I certainly didn't expect to fly a Turkish leisure airline when I planned my flights in Vietnam. Freebird Airlines wasn't even on my radar to review. Hey, why not? But it also means I still haven't managed to fly Vietjet Air then. On the other hand, this is a Vietjet Air flight. But then again, at the same time it isn't. Something like a Schrödinger's flight. I received a friendly welcome by a Turkish, I assume, cabin crew member, and I got a first glance at the standard 3-3 all-economy class seat layout of this Airbus A320. I saw there was also a cabin attendant in Vietjet uniform, and upon asking, I was told that the cabin crew consists of a Freebird and Vietjet mix, and he confirmed the ACMI nature of this flight. The seats look and also feel fairly comfortable. But hell the legroom. I literally didn't know how my knees would survive this 1.5 hour flight without bruises. To be fair, with 1.93 m I'm not the smallest, but it's also not the first time I fly economy class using the same knees. And this one is very close to the worst seat pitch I have had in a long time. I wonder if this is just Freebird Airlines or is Vietjet Air equally tight. But I'm lucky nobody seems to be sitting next to me and I can move my left armrest whenever needed. The right one is static, but that's fine. Individual air fans compensate a bit for the absence of leg space, but only a tiny little bit. It looks like Ho Chi Minh Airport soon experience an upgrade. And look at this, there is another Freebird Airbus A320. I wonder how it feels to fly for an ACMI charter airline so far from home. We are moving on time and soon I will be up in the air on my way back to the beach in Da Nang. Coming up next is the departure out of Ho Chi Minh City. A good time for you to think about subscribing to my channel and liking this video now. If I mess up within the remainder of the flight review, you can unlike again, but I try not to mess up, I really do. Since this is a budget economy class, I didn't expect much in-flight entertainment, but I have this table here providing 1.5 seconds of excitement. Luckily there's a bit more to look at, such as this Vietjet Air in-flight magazine. They surely do like showing off their achievements, but I just don't get a Vietjet Air feeling on this flight. The seats don't recline, which is probably good, considering the lack of leg space, and there's also no adjustable headrest. Shall we have a look at the dining options? Vietjet Air has quite an extensive food catalogue, and what I see looks really good on the pictures. Also the prices seem more than fair, from what I can tell. I almost wished I wasn't so full from the lounge buffet, and the food menu is also a merch catalogue. Do they have all that stuff on board, really? The catalogue goes on and on. But eventually I reached the point where I wished I had my e-reader with me as I started getting bored. I just discovered Vietjet Air's route map. Who would have thought that they would fly all the way from Kazakhstan to Australia? Via Vietnam, of course. Since I have the row for myself and I don't need to bother anyone next to me, I can get up, stretch my legs and have a stroll to the bathroom for a little inspection. And that's how a bathroom of a Turkish leisure airlines flying in Vietnam looks like. An answer to another question nobody ever asked. It looks like Freebird is not only a few days in Vietnam, as Vietjet Air even applies stickers in Vietnamese next to the Turkish stickers. We are approaching Da Nang, so it's time to return to my seat and buckle in. Welcome to the expat hotspot Da Nang. A hotspot for a reason, as the beach is just amazing. If you like to see what I mean, check out this video here. Would I fly Vietjet Air again? Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't feel like I flew Vietjet Air. Would I fly Freebird again? I'm afraid no. That brutal lack of legroom killed it. And I don't want to imagine how my knees and back would feel now if I had other passengers next to me that needed space as well. So it's a big no. Even though the crew was fine, the price was right and everything was on schedule. But remember, all my reviews reflect my personal opinion, dimensions and preferences. I hope you liked this flight review and consider subscribing to my channel. I check the stats every day. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.